Hey guys, so Joana at Joana's Eyre channel made a tag for Christmas that is supposed to be a mix of Christmas and Harry Potter because she's rereading Harry Potter during the season, and the tag was in Portuguese, but since I talk majorly in English on this channel, I translated the tag to English, and I'm gonna answer it. And this tag is supposed to have 8 prompts. I added a 9 that I hope that she appreciates because it's done with all the love possible. Let's say it like that. Now, let's see if the laptop behaves. I think it is. Let's hope. Like I said, the tag is called Christmas at Hogwarts, and I'm just gonna jump right into. First prompt is Christmas Vacations, a book you read during vacation. She said that it doesn't have to be a book that you read on Christmas vacations, on the holiday. It can be summer, just so you have more choices. This was actually a book that I read in the summer vacation long ago, and you guys have heard me talk about it extensively, so I'm gonna be brief about it. And it is my lovely Interview with a Vampire by Anne Rice. I mean, I have a video all about this book on my channel, but this is a story of Louis Delike that was around, what, 17 something, I think. He lived in New Orleans, and he meets Lestat, the vampire, that decides that Louis, that is basically being a big emo, is too beautiful to waste. Plus, he has a plantation, and Lestat needs a house, so he turns Louis into a vampire. And the rest of the book is basically a gay couple adopting a kid. Let's go with this. It's an amazing book. And even though I don't like covers of movies, I actually really enjoyed this cover. It has Lestat, Lois, and Claudia, my favorite. I mean, I do share a name with her. My name is also Claudia, my second name, so that might help, but I actually really like her character. Second prompt, Snowfall, a book with a white cover. Now, this looks quite white, but it gets whiter. It's literally all white, all around. There ain't no more whiter than this. This is the Portuguese translation of the Romance of a Young Man by Octave Violet. I will point the name. I don't want to butcher the name of the author. I think I also talked about this because I read this. When did I read this? Some kind of read-a-thon challenge, I don't remember. Yeah, lots happened this year, didn't it? This is basically a story of a young gentleman that his father dies, and he discovers that there is so many deaths in the family that he is now poor, and because of that he has to go work, and he will be working to a family of mostly no, I don't remember there being a man on that. I mean, there is a man, only one, I think. Mostly women, a family of mostly women where he falls in love. And even though I don't think this is nothing special, I really enjoyed the descriptions of the living in the country. Really enjoyed that. I thought they were so well made that you actually felt that you were walking with these characters along the forest and the paths and along the river when they went out for walks. So yeah, I still advise it, even though the romance itself it's not the best ever. I mean, French people and the way they portray women in classics, I'm still to find a very good example of like a woman love interest in a French classic, that it's not someone that I just want to slap the hell out of it of her in this case. What's the next one? Number 3 is Christmas Decorations, a book that illuminated your 2021. And that book, I don't have it. This could be on my... It is on my wish list because I really love this book to pieces. It warmed my heart and it's probably gonna be my favorite for the year. I still don't know. It's The Other Bennett Sister by Janice Hadlow. This is a story of Mary, the bookish Bennett sister that it's basically forgotten. From the 5 girls, she's the one that has less time on the book, and it's mostly referred as a nonsense. And I really enjoyed what the author did on this book, because we get her story, her happily ever after, that it takes a little bit longer than the others, but at the same time we check in with all the other characters and see what happens after they all have their happily ever after, or whatever happened to them on Pride and Prejudice. And it was so heartwarming. It felt like I was entering back in the Pride and Prejudice and checking up on all the characters. It was so well written. I really love that. So it was amazing. Really amazing. I don't have it because I read it when I went to visit my boyfriend. We checked it out of the library, and I read it during the mornings while he was sleeping. I was basically curled up on the sofa, just inhaling this book, because the book is massive. It has like more than 600 pages, and I read it really fast for the time that I put on it. So you can see it was really good. It was amazingly good. But let's not gush here too much. What's the next one? Winter Ball. Malfoy's Winter Ball, a beautiful edition. And for that, this is not even a special edition. I just really love this. This is The Doll Factory by Elizabeth McNeill. And I really love this edition. I really love what they made on the cover. It's just well made, and it was going to fall. It's a simple hardcover with like gold foil here, but the end papers are butterflies, and I think it's just a beautiful touch. This is the story of, I think she's called Iris? Is it? What's her name? Iris, yes. She works, this is a Victorian era, of course. She works on the doll factory. She paints the faces of the faces and the hands and the feet, basically the shiner parts of the dolls, and with her sister. And she meets one of the artists of the Pre-Raphaelist Brotherhood. At the same time of all this has happened, there is another person that takes an interest in her, another type of artist that may or may not be a little bit creepy. And in the background there is the Great Exposition. Isn't the name right? I'm not butchering this. I cannot see like in a glance, but I think it's the Great Exposition that it's called. Please tell me. I'm gonna say there is a Great Exposition. You know, the thing that happened in 1850 with the big glass building where they had lots of scientific and artistic things exposed there? Yeah, that's happening also. This has very brutal scenes, and it is a little bit predictable on its plot, but I just loved it, to be honest. I really love this book. Not as much as The Other Bennett Sister, but I really like it. Next one is Christmas Lunch, a book with varied themes, and for that one I went with The Hours by Michael Cunningham. I really also enjoyed this one, and this was part of the reason why I ended up loving Virginia Woolf. I mean, it is all her how do you say it? I love her because of her, but this helped because this made me reread Miss Dalloway again, and it pushed me. It was one of those books that I had to reread lots of times to push me. I think it was 3 or 4 times to push me to completely understand what was going on there. And then I started reading a little bit more of Virginia Woolf, and I was just like, she's brilliant. Why didn't I like her before? Anyway, this is based on Miss Dalloway, like I said. It follows 3 women, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, one of them is Virginia Woolf, and the other one is like a little bit after Virginia Woolf's time, and the other one is almost our time, not so much. And it is a day on their lives, kind of like Miss Dalloway. It's also a book in a day of the life of Miss Dalloway as she prepares to give her dinner, her party. Here is, we also follow a day on the lives of each one of the women, and it has lots of topics of sexuality, AIDS, suicide, life in general, depression. There is so much on this book, and I just love it. I love it. It's not an uplifting. I mean, it kind of is. Because it's talking about that, but still celebrating life. So it feels, it is a little bit heavy, but it's celebrating lives. So it's strangely uplifting, even though it touches suicide, and there is lots of connections in between the stories of the 2 women. Of course, one is a fictionalized version of Virginia Woolf. It's based on her life, but it's still fiction. There is connections of the other 2 and Virginia Woolf with Miss Dalloway, and from the other 2 and Virginia Woolf's life, and I just love it. Just love this one. Next one. Christmas Song, a book advice for December. This one, I'm not a seasonal reader, so I'm gonna show a book that I do intend to reread this winter, and it is, sorry, I hit something. It is Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen. It is my favorite Jane Austen so far, and I really want to reread it because I got this Wordsworth Classics version that I really enjoy the cover, but I want to go back and do my own notes and underline my favorite passages and just relive this story again, because it's been a while since I've read it, and it's just really amazing. And this is, how is the best way? I've read it so long that I kind of have the I don't think actually have the names of the characters, so to give you a good reason. I've read this so long now that I do need to reread it, because I know it's about 2 sisters and how they are not in the best financial place. They move to a smaller home, and it's basically their lives, and they're finding love, if I'm not mistaken. Please tell me that it is that one. No, I do know it is that one, but I don't remember the names. Anyone not telling me the names? The book is just waiting for me to. Yes, here it is. It's. I hate when they do those synopses summaries where the names or the important information is like in the middle instead of being it. The sisters Eleanor and Marianne. Exactly. It is. I was like, I don't remember the names. I don't remember the plot line. Is this the right book? And my brain is, of course it is the right book. But the other part of my brain, the anxiety part of my brain, was like, you are telling the whole world that this might be the wrong book. Anyway, Sense and Sensibility. Next one. We were on the 6-7. Butterbeer, a delicious book. Also, you guys have heard me talking about this way too much times on this channel, but I have to say this book because it is Howl's Moving Castle by Diane Wayne Jones on this beautiful little edition that I love, with curls of hair here on the side. my favorite fire demon. And this book, this is just one of my cozy reads. I love it. I love the movie. This is the story of Sophie and how she got cursed being by the witch of waste to be old lady, and she goes to look after Hall that is supposed to be a big wizard. She's going to look for him so he help her break the curse, and a lot happens. A lot more happens on the book than on the movie. So as I said on all the other videos, if you only watch the movie and you love it, please read the book, because it's amazing. It has much more. It opens up the world much more, gives you much more characters to love, and you will just it has the same feel. It is really different at parts, but it has the same feel as the movie, or the movie changed a lot, summarized the story, but it got the right feel of the book, so you will love the book. It is amazing. And now, Christmas Gifts, a book that's on your wish list, is a book that I already read, and let me just check. Yes. I already read it, but I do want it on my collection. That is The Silent Companions by Laura Purcell. I also read this when I was on England visiting my boyfriend. And it is a story about a woman got married, but her husband died unexpectedly, and she's now going to live on his country estate, and she's pregnant, and oh my god, so many things happen. This is horror / mystery, and The Silent Companions, if you actually go to Google, it is a thing. It is a art related thing, an art object. It is figures made of wood. Like, instead of being canvas, the painting is on wood, cut and to size to be like life size of kids and maids and all of that, to be silent companions, basically. You know how we have those cardboard cutouts of people nowadays? It's basically that, in wood, painted instead of printed, life-size, and that just stand creepily on the background. So you guys can see how a pregnant woman, almost alone in a house with very little number of servants, and those things can do a good horror read. So yeah. Now I added a little extra to this tag, and I added prompt number 9. That is, damn it, Malfoy. And that is a book that you hate is too strong of a word, but a book that lots of people like. It doesn't need to have lots of people like. In my case, lots of people like, but it's a book that you read and you were like, I'm hating this, but I'm gonna read all the way through because I need to see where this is gonna go. And for me, that book is Rhapsodic, the first one on the Bargainer series by Laura Thalassa, I think. And this is this is about a girl that kills her stepfather and calls Faye, the bargainer, to help her not go to jail. She is also part Fae. She's a siren. She can convince people with her voice. And she basically, after that little favor that she asked from the bargainer when she was actually underage, 16 or 15, I don't remember, she then asks more and more and more favors from the bargainer. And she ends up owning him many favors back, and at a certain point he's gonna ask for the favors because that's what he does. He helps people, and in return they get a mark of some kind, and on her case it was beads on a bracelet. And at a certain point, he helps the people, leaves his mark, and then in the future he collects the debt. Oh my god, that yeah, it was such a frustrating read. You think that it would be. I mean, this is supposed to be dark romance, but it wasn't. The dark didn't feel that dark, if you know what I mean. It was dark, but the rest was so bad that the dark parts didn't feel dark. The romance itself was just what? How things happen was just why? You spent all the book. It was one of those books that you were just reading and being like, why? Why now? Where's the other conflict? Because in the middle of all of this, there's a problem because there is a Fey warrior woman. They're being found out in caskets with living children over them, that children that they give birth to, but they are sleeping, like Sleeping Beauty with the children on top. And I was just like, there was so much happening, and at the same time nothing happened until the very end, and it was just infuriating. I found it really just badly made. I don't know why people like this, to be honest, but it is really popular. I mean, I really thought I would like it more. So yeah. This is it. This is the tag. I'm not gonna tag anyone, but I'm gonna tag everyone. So if you're watching, hi. You are tagged. No pressure, but you are tagged. And if you want, please do this tag. I will leave the questions, the translated in English, and a link to her video. In case you don't talk Portuguese, just leave her a like. The same, just to say hi. And this is all for now, guys. Bye.